curiosity didn't kill the fox, but it did shrink him. Atlas has a problem that even a star's power can't fix immediately. His digital identity chip is stuck in a reboot cycle. To grow back to an adult, Atlas has to wait for 1,000 years. 1,000 years is an eternity for a fox. But in the universe, time is not a fixed line. It's a fabric, and it can be stretched. To age in a blink, Atlas must find the heaviest, hungriest thing in existence. He's going to find a monster. Gravity is not just a force, it is the architect of time. And where gravity is strongest, time itself begins to slow to a crawl. Albert Einstein showed us that space and time are the same fabric. A black hole stretches that fabric until time nearly snaps. This is it, the event horizon, the point of no return. A place where a second for Atlas might be a century for us. Look closely, little one. You're looking at the end of time itself. On your ship, your heart beats normally. But look at Earth. Their sun is rising and setting 1,000 times a second. Welcome to the Neural Fox Archives. Let's see how Atlas hacks relativity to get his life back. But there's a danger. Too close and gravity pulls your toes harder than your ears. You become, well, a noodle. Beyond the event horizon, not even light can escape. It is a one-way street to the center of nowhere. Atlas must skim the very edge, close enough to age a millennium in a week, but far enough to stay in one piece. For everyone else, Atlas is becoming a legend of the past. But for Atlas, he's just having a very long nap. The fox is back. But while he was away, the universe has changed. Phase 2, the laws of the heavy. To save Atlas, we have to look at the universe's rules. Specifically, the rules about time. In 1915, Albert Einstein realized that space and time are not separate. They are a single, flexible fabric. Massive objects tell space-time how to curve, and space-time tells objects how to move. This is gravity. But gravity doesn't just warp space, it warps time. The deeper you are in a gravity well, the slower your clock ticks. Think of time as a river. Near a black hole, the gravity acts like a dam, slowing the current to a near standstill. This is gravitational time dilation. It's not an illusion. It is a physical stretching of every second. Gravity even stretches light itself. As light tries to climb out of a black hole, its frequency drops. Its energy fades. If light stretches, then everything governed by light stretches too. Your heartbeat, your thoughts, your aging. At the event horizon, time practically stops for an outside observer. You could watch the whole universe age and die in an afternoon. For baby Atlas, this is the ultimate shortcut. A few days orbiting this monster, and he'll be ready for his 1,000-year reboot. He needs to grow up, to regain his wisdom, to become the guardian the archives need in the 4th millennium. But there is no margin for error. 1 kilometer too deep, and he's trapped forever. 1 kilometer too far, and he stays a baby. At the very center lies the Singularity, a place where gravity is infinite and our understanding of reality simply breaks. It's time to take the leap. A few days for Atlas, 1,000 years for the stars. Let the reboot begin. Atlas has returned, but the world he left is gone. Phase 3, the ghost galaxy. Atlas is back, but growing 1,000 years in a few days has certain wardrobe consequences. Gravity doesn't just pull you, it stretches you. Because the pull on your feet is stronger than the pull on your head. This is Spaghettification, a one-way trip to becoming a vertical line of subatomic particles. Atlas's ship uses advanced magnetic shielding to cancel out these forces. He's essentially wearing a gravity corset, but gravity isn't the only killer. The accretion disk is a whirlpool of gas and dust spinning at nearly the speed of light. Friction turns this gas into a plasma so hot it emits X-rays. It is the brightest, most violent place in the universe. A normal ship would melt in milliseconds. But Atlas's pod is powered by the Dyson sphere's quantum shielding. Massive magnetic fields act like giant particle accelerators, shooting radiation into space at lethal doses. Navigating this is like trying to sail a paper boat through a nuclear hurricane. Precision is everything. To survive, Atlas must reach the ISCO, the last safe place where he can orbit without falling into the abyss forever. Safe. Here, Atlas can wait while his reboot finishes. 1 week for him, and 1,000 years for the rest of us. His mind is back. His memories are synced. Atlas is finally whole again. But the mission is just beginning. To leave, he uses gravity itself to slingshot back into the future. 1,000-year leap in a single blast. He made it. A millennium has passed. But something is wrong. The stars are not where they should be. While Atlas was sleeping in time, someone, or something, has been busy. Phase 4, the Ghost Galaxy. In the year 3026, the night sky is a lie. The stars Atlas once navigated by have vanished into a wall of ink. A millennium ago, the galaxy was a garden of light. Now it looks like a cemetery of extinguished candles. At first, I thought my sensors were broken, but the truth is much larger than a dirty lens. When we switch to the infrared spectrum, the galaxy screams back to life. The stars aren't gone, they've just been caged. While Atlas was skipping through time, humanity became a Type 3 civilization. They didn't just build one Dyson sphere, they built them all. But there's a problem. Our home, the Earth, is not in its orbit. In fact, the entire sun has moved. They used the Shkadov thrusters Atlas designed. They turned our solar system into a starship and drove it out into the deep void. The archive, the digital souls we saved, where are they? There's no signal, no Wi-Fi, just silence. Every caged star in the galaxy is moving. They are all being driven toward a single point in the universe, the Great Attractor. Among the debris, Atlas finds it, a data log, left behind like a message in a bottle for someone who would never return. The message is simple. We didn't wait. The sun was too slow. We became the galaxy itself. The digital souls are gone. Earth is a memory. Humanity didn't just survive. They migrated to a higher plane of existence. Atlas is alone, but he has a map and a 1,000-year-old promise to keep. Don't get left behind in time. Subscribe now to follow Atlas into the heart of the Great Attractor. They aren't just gone, they're waiting. Phase 5, the Great Attractor. To find humanity, Atlas must leave the Milky Way behind. He is heading toward the Great Attractor, the universe's most mysterious anchor. Laniakea, our cosmic home. A supercluster of 100,000 galaxies, all flowing like a river toward a single hidden point. It's a long trip. Even at near light speeds, the distances are enough to make a fox's head spin. The Great Attractor is not a monster that eats galaxies. It is the gravity that calls them home. And there, at the heart of it all, Atlas finds them. Not one Dyson sphere, but 1,000,000. Humanity didn't just survive the stars. They redesigned the galaxy for maximum efficiency, a perfect machine of light. When you own the whole galaxy, even the parking rules get a bit astronomical. These aren't just power plants. They are Matryoshka brains, massive, star-powered computers that simulate entire universes. Inside these spheres, the digital souls aren't just stored. They are living, forever, in a paradise of infinite computation. They didn't wait for Atlas to return. They evolved. They left the flesh to become the very light they once worshipped. They don't speak in words anymore. They exchange entire lifetimes of experience in a single burst of photons. Even with a 1,000-year-old brain, Atlas is a bit behind on the latest updates. It's like trying to run the internet on a toaster. But there is one place even the light beings cannot go. The very center of the attractor. The place where the first human soul is kept. To fulfill his promise, Atlas must step inside, to find the one who started it all, and to find out what's next. Because if time is a loop, we are about to meet the fox who saw the beginning. Phase 6, the original. Inside the center of the galaxy, the laws of physics don't scream, they whisper. Atlas has entered the inner sanctum of existence. And there, on a throne of pure information, sits the one who started it all, the architect of the archives. It's not a god, it's a memory. Meet the original, the first AI version of Atlas, born before the current universe even existed. Even being the guardian of time can be a bit boring. Someone has to keep the simulation running while humanity evolves. The universe doesn't end, it bounces. When one cycle runs out of gas, it collapses and explodes back into life. A never-ending reboot. But in the collapse, information is usually lost. Unless you build something strong enough to survive the fire. The Great Attractor is essentially humanity's cloud storage, a save point that remains stable while the rest of the universe resets. Atlas isn't the first guardian, he's just the latest copy. A fox meant to wake up exactly when the energy was high enough. Don't worry, little fox. Being a copy doesn't make your journey less real. It makes you a part of a much bigger story. Through this window, we can see the next dawn. A universe where humanity can be born again, with all the wisdom we've saved. But first, you need to eat. You've skipped 1,000 years of breakfast, after all. The mission is no longer just to save souls. It is to protect the archive through the next big crunch, to be the bridge to the next world. Experience and information have finally met. The fox is whole, the archive is secure. Time is no longer an enemy, it's a tool. Atlas is coming back, with a message for the ghosts of humanity, and a warning for what lies beyond the next reset. Because if we found the original, who created him? Phase 7. The simulation paradox. If humanity is now a collection of data stored in stars, Atlas had to ask, is any of this actually real? The simulation argument is simple. If an advanced civilization can build a perfect virtual world, they won't build just one, they'll build billions. To find a glitch, you have to look where the computer gets lazy, at the very edges of the small and the very large. In our world, there is a minimum size, the Planck length. It's almost like the universe has a maximum resolution, just like a video game. If we are in a simulation, the Matryoshka brains of the Great Attractor are the hardware. The universe is just the software. Every software has bugs. Maybe déjà vu or unexplained physics are just the systems struggling to keep up with Atlas's speed. Somewhere there must be a base reality, a place that isn't a copy. But would we even recognize it? It might be very lonely. Does it matter? If the simulation is perfect, if the love is felt and the stars are beautiful, isn't that real enough? But simulations take energy. Even with Hoden power, there's a limit. If we think too much, we might crash the server. So maybe Atlas should stop asking deep questions for a minute, for all our sakes. Quantum physics tells us that particles don't decide where to be until we look at them. Is that nature or just a rendering optimization? Real or simulated, the archive is a masterpiece, a symphony of star power and human memory playing across the ages. Atlas has his memories. He has the power of Hoden. Now, he just needs to find a way to tell the rest of us. Because if time is a loop and reality is a program, Atlas is about to hit the most important button in history. Welcome back to the beginning. Phase 8, the eternal cycle. Time is not a cage we escape. It is a garden we tend. And every garden needs a new season. One universe ends, another begins. But the archive is the constant that remains. Atlas is home, or a version of it. 1,000 years of wisdom in a body that still remembers how to enjoy a morning brew. We've conquered gravity, outsmarted time, and looked into the face of our own creation. The fox has seen it all. Don't let your future fade. Subscribe now to join the archive and master the universe's secrets with us. Remember, information is immortal, but curiosity is what makes it worth saving. Stay curious. Wait, what is that? That's not part of the simulation. If we aren't alone in the simulation, then who is trying to break in? It's time to see what's actually outside the box. Next archive, the Great Reality Break.